Morning, guys. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen. Let's grab a cup of coffee, guys, and let's do some painting. So my base coat is Beautytone Velvet. It was quite thick this morning, so I did add a little bit of water. That's all. Right directly out of the can. Just Beautytone paint. You would think that it would always be constant, but it's not. So a few days back I posted a modified swipe that I said just weird or exotic, and due to such absolutely overwhelming response from you guys, we're going to try to do a little bit, not really a tutorial, but we're just going to go through this process again so that you guys get a better idea of what I do here. It's not hard. It really isn't hard. So Paynes gray, this, I'm not sure what this blue is. It's one of the PBO, kind of an iridescent blue color. I forgot the name. I thought I saw a hair. Okay, so Paynes gray, iridescent blue green. This is, I want to say burnt sienna. I'm not sure. Yes, it's burnt sienna. I thought it might be red oxide, but it's not. Dark cadmium orange. And this is FX bronze, which looks gold. And this is FX fireball. Fireball. And one more. And this one is Liquitex green gray. So I didn't really put them down in any particular order. I just plopped them down. So I'm going to swipe in black and white. I'm going to start with black, and I'm going to start with paper this morning, just because it's the first one I've done. And I need a little piece of tissue. There's our first swipe, you guys. Then we're going to swipe in white. Something like that. I really like the white. I'm not sure what it is. I used to always just like black, but now I'm starting to favor the white. And we might just soften this with a little bit more white in here. All right, my friends, let's give it a spin. So a couple different people have asked me whether you need to spin it or can you just tilt it? Absolutely, you can tilt it. I didn't have a spinner for a long time. And then I just decided, oh, I should make myself one, which I did. And now I spin quite a few things, but it isn't necessary by any means. And sometimes, this is only my opinion, sometimes I think that it's almost better not to spin, because then you can control to some degree where your paint goes. So if you want it to keep this, you'd obviously wouldn't tip it that way if you were tipping. So when you're spinning, it just goes out equally. So keep that in mind, because you know it's not necessary to spin it. It is fun. There's no doubt about that. Okay, now we're just going to make some little lines here and there. All right, let's give it a good spin, guys. This way. That might be as far as we go spinning. So now we're just going to tilt it. And now we can move it whatever direction we want and stretch out as much as you want to stretch out. So there's the advantage of not spinning it. You could have started that from the very beginning and just stretched it out where you wanted. We're going to go off this bottom corner. My paint is very, very thick, as you can see, which is really good for stretching, but it definitely makes it a little more time consuming. My preference is to have it thicker, so that for that exact reason. You do have a lot more flexibility with stretching. You just have to make sure that you get all your base coat off. So one of my ladies asked me how much base coat I put on, and I said I don't know. And it's not, I'm not being deceptive. I don't know. As you can see, I just dumped a puddle in the center, and you know, with these types of pours, you can, again, it's flexible. If you don't have enough, then you puddle paint and you pour around it when you need more. So it's really hard to give somebody the specifics on this, or a bloom type of pour, of how much paint you need for, you know, this is an 8x8 ceramic tile. I don't get that specific. I just kind of plop it on, and unfortunately I don't measure, and I don't really want to have to measure either. It kind of takes the joy out of painting when it has to be so specific and scientific. So you just plop it down, and if you don't have enough base coat, then you add more. All right, so that's interesting. I'm not going to say anything other than that. It's interesting. Maybe just... Actually, I might just spin it a couple more times just to even that out that we just put on. All right, so let's modify, guys. So my favorite tool for modifying is these little plastic party kebab sticks that you get at the dollar store. They're super cheap. They're like $1 for 50 or 150, and they just look like this. Just a plastic party kebab stick. One end is round and the other is pointed. And we're just going to go in now, and we're going to add some details and some little embellishments, and that's all. And this part is entirely up to you. You guys have to tap into kind of your creative zone with this. You know, you can get as complex as you like. You definitely can. I don't know what that was. I think it was water. Okay, so I'm going to take our stick, and we're going to look for contrasting lines because they show up the best, but it's not necessary. So definitely this is heavy, heavy contrast. It's also very pretty, so it's hard to decide sometimes. Do you want to wreck that or not? Yeah, let's do it. All right. Wipe your stick, and that's it. You're just going to make some little lines, guys. The cleaner the line, the tidier the outcome. And sometimes if you hold your stick on a slight angle, you'll expose more of the bottom and leave yourself some darker lines. But it's up to you. You just kind of have to play with your kebab stick and figure out what works the best for you. So this is just the basics. So like I said, the cleaner the line, the nicer the outcome in the end. So, you know, take your time and go through your piece and add your little embellishments and be tidy about it. You'll be super happy with your outcome. Sometimes it's hard to really know where to add lines. So we're going to tie those ends together with the round end of the kebab stick. My hands are wet. So these are the little curlicues that everybody really likes. It's done with the round end of the kebab stick, and you're just doing that. You're just putting it down in your paint and swirling it. It's so simple, guys. So obviously, the more contrast between the colors, the better outcome you're going to have with your swirls. If if you're swirling pale yellow on white, well, it's going to be hard to see it. But if you're on a dark line, a black line, perfect. Here's a good example. So there's a contrasting black line on a white, and now you can really, really see your curl. And that's it. Sometimes I come back like 10 minutes later and re-swirl something or just doodle a little bit more, because as the paint moves and shifts, it's going to change. So you can come back at any time, like within the next 15 minutes, and just tighten those up. Just pop it back down gently and swirl it around again. Shall we keep going? All right, let's. No, I don't want to do too much. Too much sometimes is less is more. What to do? All right, let's do some more in here. So generally you see me wipe off my skewer, and I've gone through this many times. So this time I'm going to leave the paint on the skewer when I make my next line, and it's going to create these little stamens like on our bloom pores. And then you can place these anywhere you want. So you're just going to drag the paint right back through again. Just creates more areas of visual interest. That's it, guys. Just keep working it. Your paints are really versatile. You can push them and pull them and kind of just shift them around a little bit. You can, if you didn't like this section, take your palette knife, take it off and re-pour the white. You don't have to accept the pour as you have it. You can tweak it any way you like. Good morning, my girls. No, just one. Good morning, one girl. That's my daughter.
I'm just going to switch over your laundry before it's smelly.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's what, did you come up to tell me that?
What?
Did you come up to tell me that?
No, I came up to bring your clothes up.
Oh, thank you. Just throw them on my bed. Thank you. My laundry lady. All right, so that interlude was my daughter bringing up the laundry from downstairs. Being the good girl that she is. Okay, guys, I might just love you and leave you here. I don't know that I really want to add too much more to this piece. It just gives you just a general idea of what you can do to your pieces, and yeah, just how easy it is to embellish them and just completely change them and make them something other than what they were. So I'm going to leave that right there, stick my finger in it. I'm going to bring you guys down for a closer look. And as it dries, guys, it's going to change a little bit too. Like your paint spreads out a tiny bit. So I guess I should mention, the thicker the line you make, when your paint starts to dry, the thicker the white line you're going to have. So if you want fine details, you have to do it with a fine utensil, like a toothpick or something like that. Fatter the lines, the fatter the spread. All right, so there we go. There's all our little details. Super, super quick. This video was a little bit longer than most because I am gib-gabbing and I had to stop with daughter and all the rest of it. But yeah, that's how easy it is, my friends, to modify your piece. You know, it's like all paint pouring. Some are going to come out better than others. Some you're going to love, others you're going to hate. But just play with your paint, guys. All right, my friends, pour happy, stay safe, have a wonderful day. Bye for now.